God's Instructions for Rulers by Beyond Today Magazine Managing Editor Scott Ashley. The current U.S. presidential race is an embarrassment to the nation. The two leading contenders fall short of biblical character standards in critical areas. One has a history of multiple bankruptcies, questionable business dealings, marriages, and affairs. The other supported her philandering husband for years, lied repeatedly about her email communications while U.S. Secretary of State, and advocates for homosexual marriage and killing the unborn. The sad fact is that the nation gets the kind of leadership it deserves. And regrettably, that will be true in this election. What kind of standards does God expect in leaders? And once in office, what should they focus on in fulfilling their duties? What would help them be the kind of leaders God would want them to be? Some 3,500 years ago, God set down a constitution of sorts for a new nation. The nation was Israel, newly freed from the enslavement by the Egyptians. God laid out the rules that would bring blessings and empower Israel to be an example that other nations would want to emulate. Deuteronomy 4:5-8. The key to those blessings was following their new constitution, God's laws as revealed in the first 5 books of the Bible. No one would be above the law or exempt from it. In fact, leaders were instructed to intimately familiarize themselves with it so they could rule humbly, wisely, and righteously, leading to blessing for both themselves and the nation. Notice God's instruction in Deuteronomy 17:18-20 that kings were to write out a copy of God's law and to read it and rule by it continuously. When the new king sits on the throne as king, he must copy for himself this body of instruction on a scroll in the presence of the Levitical priests. He must always keep that copy with him and read it daily as long as he lives. That way, he will learn to fear the Lord as God by obeying all the terms of these instructions and decrees. This regular reading will prevent him from becoming proud and acting as if he is above his fellow citizens. It will also prevent him from turning away these commands in the smallest way, and it will ensure that he and his descendants will reign for many generations in Israel. Consider these words of wisdom. Think on this deeply. How different would any nation be if its leadership took to heart this simple and plain instruction? What an astounding difference it would make! For more helpful content, visit us online at ucg.org.